Hello everyone, it's the Historical Gamer once again, and today we're returning to Order of Battle Blitzkrieg, our Let's Play that is attempting to get through the early war years as Germany in Order of Battle World War II. This is a DLC pack which looks at the invasions of Poland, Norway, France, I believe the early phases of the invasion of Russia. We're currently invading Belgium, and we've met with a pretty good degree of success. I think we probably put too many of our forces up north, but you can see here we've taken Liège, the bridge here. The Belgians still have a lot of troops around this general area, but I think our conquests are safe up here. We destroyed a key fort here very quickly. We took Luxembourg very quickly, and we are driving westward with the goal of getting to the edge of the map and also, hopefully, take enough enemy cities to win the battle. In the south, the fight's going well, although the enemy forces have been somewhat sparse. We've taken Longwy, we're driving on Tingly, and hopefully Stenay, so we can set up a multi-pronged defensive against the French fortress town of Sedan, the location of the famous Franco-Prussian battle, which really doomed the French Empire during the Franco-Prussian War. We've also sort of toyed around with threatening the town of Arles here to secure our flank as we drive westward. I'm not sure if that's worth it. That'll probably take a bit of time. We've hit a bit of a roadblock at Bastogne. Go figure that there'd be problems taking Bastogne. We lost an armored unit in the area, and our infantry's been driven back. With that being said, we are having some additional reinforcements coming from the north after taking St. Vith and Malmedy, so my hope is they can swing south, take Hochflies, and then we can unite and overwhelm the Belgian forces here near Bastogne, and then we can advance on St. Hubert and La Motte to protect, again, the flank of the force driving on Sedan. I did just get an event which told us that the fall of Liège is bringing Allied troops into our trap, so I kind of wonder if that means a bunch of French forces are going to show up on our flank here, or maybe just a really strong force near Sedan and Stenay. We'll see where all these guys end up. Could also just mean a direct frontal attack on our forces trying to drive toward Brussels. We'll see. But that's where we're at right now. We're on turn 6. We're pretty much done with turn 6, about to move into turn 7. Captured one victory point. Haven't gotten to the Ardennes yet, but we've got half of our secondary objectives accomplished. So with that being said, I'm just going to jump in, and we're going to let the Allies go next. So you can see here, looks like the Belgians had a small force there that's retreating. It was pretty battered, but I'm trying to see if they're going to actually pull out or not. It does look like they're withdrawing south a bit. Now that we took Liège, that kind of triggered them to move away from us, although that one infantry in advance retreating east is going to be a bit of a threat for us. So we're going to need to deal with that guy over here. I can't really afford to just drive west and ignore everything. It's just too risky. Okay. Reinforce them. These guys could use some reinforcements as well. We'll see if they like try and head north or something. I'm not sure where they'd go. We do need to hold Liège by the looks of it, actually. We've got some BF-109s that need some fuel, so we're going to go ahead and land them at that airbase. Our Stukas, surprisingly enough, have more fuel. Interesting. Like, why can't they bomb them? We know they're right here. I guess we'll land them just to give them more fuel anyway. That airbase is going to be overworked. Only 2 units can take off per turn. Alright. So, the southern advance continues through the force of Ardennes. Oh, shit. Alright, so we damaged this guy. I'm worried this infantry here is going to get destroyed next turn, but I didn't want my engineers hung out to dry. Also, that'll pin them nicely in place for our southern troops if they can get into position next turn. Let's see here, it's tough to move around this territory here in the south. Alright, so we can take Tinley next turn. I wonder if Stenay is also empty of enemy forces. So we're driving west in the south. West in the south! We've got one more air unit here. It's going to have to land at this air base. Bullet is heavily overpopulated at the moment. See what happens here. Enemy artillery shooting at our infantry. I'm assuming there will be an infantry attack there. Their infantry continues retreating west. Looks like they just swapped out their right flank and center. Great. All of our aircraft are currently in hangars, and the enemy air force has shown up. Get this BF 109 airborne. And go ahead and reinforce these units. So we only took one unit off in the interest of getting our air forces all back up to strength. God damn it. Alright. Our armor got ambushed there. Didn't really get hurt though, so just brought in some infantry support to clean it up, save the day. Moving these guys forward. Alright, so dealing with this Belgian infantry unit here is being a pain. Let's reinforce these guys. And these guys. Not going to attack there. So you can see we're trying to bring some overwhelming force down this way on the Belgians in the center pocket. Just taking our time. Meanwhile, working on RL. Just took Tinley. Driving in Stenay. So not a lot of resistance thus far here in the south. I'm sure that will change. Meanwhile, these two units I think are going to swing in here. What is this? It's not an important city, but it is sort of in our way of driving in Namur. Really, Namur and Wavre. I didn't realize Wavre was that close to Brussels, site of the Napoleonic battle where the Prussians were defeated. Or wait, no, Wavre was where the rear guard of the French army, of the Prussian army, held off Grouchy. I always get that in Ligny kind of confused. All right, so no more attacks there. We did destroy one unit, but I think we'll move ahead. I think it's a dive bomber. Yep, did some damage to our artillery there. We'll see if these Belgian infantry decide to attack our forces, which advanced on them. They do, and at least that guy gave about as good as he got. What are these guys gonna do? 2 and 2. All right, that's about all I was hoping for. Enemy artillery. For frick's sake. Oh my god, this is annoying. It's like chasing little frickin'... We're chasing rabbits around Belgium of Belgian forces. Belgians are stacking up, attempting to stop our northern drive. Those guys got butchered pretty bad there. Second attack with a bit more success. 2 to 2. Still, I'll take that. Jeez. Holy crap. 4 casualties against 1? Alright. French are showing up here. I assume these are their reserves that they're racing in. French armor there. I think that infantry might die. Oh, alright. Pull him back and give him some reinforcements. There you go. Air Force get airborne. Air Force get airborne. Damage on that Belgian tactical aircraft. Meanwhile, our infantry over here just got cut off. Great. We can actually swing in and hit our air units on the ground. We can't take him off. Move. No. Eeg. I really want to do this. I don't want to lose that objective back to the enemy. I think more importantly, I don't want my air units. Well, there's only 3 of them there. It's more of a, I don't want to get my units chopped up by the enemy, but I also don't want to just hang my artillery out here to dry either, so I think we'll keep him in position. We'll just see what unfolds. Okay. Alright, so our southern force finally took Bastogne. Destroyed 2 our Belgian infantry units to do it. And... Alright, so they did reinforce our L, but we're starting to damage it a bit. Don't like that those troops in the south are so far out ahead by themselves. We'll see how this all plays out. I don't have enough troops here. I don't have anywhere near enough troops in the north. Especially if we're going to get hit with a huge counterattack of French units. We just lost Liege. Okay, well, they decided to attack our infantry. And they beat them up a bit, but I'd rather have them do that than attack our defenseless fighters in their hangars. Well, that works. These guys are advancing in the north. Okay, that fight went better for us. Meanwhile, they've still got artillery here south of Bastogne firing against us. New French reinforcements showing up. We'll see if they attack our armor. They do. How successful are they? 2 versus 1. I guess that's pretty successful. French armor has an annoying tendency to be superior to most of what we have at this period in World War II. French actually had some pretty darn good tanks. All right. Guys back to here. Make sure this armor doesn't get cut off. We don't have enough money for all these replacements that we need. The enemy aircraft withdrew, so we'll see if we can strafe these guys. Oh. Alright, well at least we finished off that infantry with our bombers. So at least the threat there has subsided a bit. Liege should fall back next turn. Stenay was also unoccupied. Sedan will not be unoccupied. I think we know that. I'm going to hold off on advancing too far forward towards Sedan. We'll hang out there until we take Stenay and then move north. I'd like to cross this bridge and we can advance against Sedan from the south. This little objective point here tells me that likely French reinforcements may come up that way once we take Sedan. And I want to reduce the city up here first. Get some more of our troops into position. Before we do that. Alright. The interesting thing with this game is you really can't earn more... I don't feel like you earn more points or reinforcements based off of military success. It just is kind of a... feels kind of scripted. I think that's because it is. What else hasn't moved? This anti-tank gun. He'll hold the airfield. Not going to have him attack. Okay, once these guys take this town, they're going to drive west toward Le Mans. We'll join these guys up near Le Mans. Dinette is an objective we could go for. But I like the idea of taking Le Mans and then driving west toward Boulogne and a frontal attack on Sedan with this armor swinging around behind it. I think that's the course we'll take. And he's the only one left, so we'll go ahead and end. We're 10 turns in. We've got 25 more to obtain that secondary objective. I just don't understand the logic of those units just, like, running around like chickens with their head cut off or something. I don't know. It's just weird. Hey, the Belgian Air Force is back again. Trying to bomb our artillery, but we've got fighter interceptors to prevent it, so they did oh, wow, 3 damage. At least we took out a few of them with our air forces. We'll see where the French come in here. That infantry I drove off is back. Getting some reinforcements. We're also attacking our artillery, probably destroying it here. Damn it. No, just damaging it. For now. Cutting off our armor. Ugh. What an annoying little fight over here. I'm just retreating my artillery to try and get it out of harm's way. Our fighters should be able to finish off. Where's our other fighter unit? Over here. Should be able to finish off this Belgian air unit. And they do. Down, down, down he goes. Okay, linking our armor back up, getting them back in supply. We'll pull across the river, reinforce, and use our dive bombers against this French armor. Our armor might not be great against the French, but at least we've got some pretty good tank-killing aircraft. Dene is fallen. Okay. All right, so advancing through the Ardennes, destroyed that Belgian artillery. We'll move on Le Mans. Our infantry in the south here is moving that direction. Le Mans, de Boulogne, to Sedan. Armor took here, so I may move them into this hex here south of Sedan. Although, again, they're kind of awfully exposed out there all by themselves. Actually, let's move this infantry this way. Because I feel like there's going to be a French force here. A sizable one, potentially. Reinforce that infantry. Okay. They won't die. They keep hanging around. They have alligator blood. Alright, so... not going to attack with him, so that's going to end turn 11. Moving on to turn 12 in this enthralling episodic history of World War II. Okay, so they're cut off. French infantry getting reinforcements, driving west. Trying to cut our armor off again by the looks of it. Did drive our infantry back then, so they can go ahead and cut us off, and they did. Damn them! Damn them to hell. Alright. Stupid French infantry. Some reinforcements. Right. There you go, armor. Good job. French armor. Dead on the field, sir. And infantry's back on the advance. Give them some low-quality reinforcements. Threaten to cut these guys off. Make sure Liege has at least some pack anti-tank guns to defend it. And our bloodied but not defeated troops in the north here, hanging on. Meanwhile, in the south, we'll keep moving these guys this way. Cross the bridge, south of Sedan, and advance west. Interesting. No French troops in that town. Or St. Hubert. Also, this is kind of a terrain effect that we have here, but you'll notice that our infantry can move much further and faster than our armored units in these wooded terrain. So, Limerant and Subhubert look like they will fall this turn, so that we can immediately link these troops up and drive directly for Boulogne. And by the way, guys, I'm really sorry. I know I'm going to be butchering the pronunciations of all these town names. BF 109... Sure, go ahead and strafe them. Hey, they did some damage. Nice. Oh, great. Belgian infantry now wants to attack this. This poor infantry unit's just being driven all around the map by enemy forces. They held their ground that turn. Ah, they moved troops into whatever it's called. So much for an easy attack there. Meanwhile, these guys are hanging on by the skin of their teeth. French armor south of Sedan. Fighting against our own. Now, the armor we have down here is a PZ4, so it's a little bit better matched to square off against the French. Oh, I shouldn't have done that. Alright, we'll move him south. I should have moved him to this bridge. Now the French... Well, I don't think they can advance into water and move 2 hexes while in a water area, so he's probably actually fine. Alright, I'm going to go ahead and jump in right here. This is going to be the conclusion to Part 9, or sorry, actually Part 10 of our look at Order of Battle Blitzkrieg. We're invading the Low Countries and part of France. So far, things are going relatively well. We're about 13 turns in, and... we've overrun some key Belgian positions, but there's also been some unexpected resistance here in and around the town of Bastogne. I'm sure no one's ever heard that before. But we'll leave that for the next video, for the next part. Yeah, as always, guys, leave your thoughts below. And until next time, this is the Historical Gamer saying thank you for watching, and I'm out.